Welcome to Figworts, otherwise popularly known as Scrofula. These are plants that are collectively in the Scrofularia family, and there's about 200 different species. Sometimes people will say even up to 300. Sometimes people will say a little less. It sort of depends on your area and the source that you're looking at. But it's an extraordinary plant with important healing attributes, and there's more than one variety, as I just mentioned. In general, many of them are used really almost interchangeably. So I wanted to dive down into some of these different names that you're going to hear so that you can feel into what are the most typically used medicinally. Now, this is going to vary greatly over the planet because this is a plant that is found throughout northern hemisphere, mostly in Asia. A few species are native to Europe and North America. Europe is the Scrofula nodosa, so you'll hear a lot of that referenced in medicinal materials. And in North America, you're going to hear a lot about Scrofula marylandica, and sometimes you'll hear about Scrofula aquatic, water figwort. So, and in the East, the popular variety used is Scrofula ningponensis. And interestingly, in the West, the Western varieties, typically it's the stem and the leaves that are used, whereas in traditional Chinese medicine in the East, it's going to be the root that's popularly used. This is a salty, sweet, bitter, acrid, cold, not cool, cold herb, and it's recognized for being very, very good at clearing heat, draining fire, nourishing yin. Yin is everything that's cooling, moistening, nourishing, and it's relieving of toxicities. Very good at what's called in traditional Chinese medicine as softening nodules. And of course, this is one of this herb's famous attributes, even by its clue by its name, Scrofula. This is what it is great at healing, and that Scrofula is swellings of the lymph nodes. And your lymph nodes are found in a bunch of different places in your body, but this will also include, it's called the king herb for eliminating cancerous tumors in the body. So this is a big deal attribute of this plant. So it's detoxing, it's a mild laxative, it's a diuretic, it's a heart stimulant because the cardiovascular system can get nodules in it, if you will. Antimicrobial, and also just a good general tonic. Now, just to further kind of give you some clarity on these different varieties, we're not going to go into all 200. I really wanted to just focus on these main ones that you'll hear. Scrofula nodosa, it's the European variety. Scrofula marylandica, that's your North American variety, sometimes also called late figwort, very popularly and commonly used by the Native Americans. They'd make a tea from the roots, though they went kind of back the eastern route, back to the roots, for treating fevers, hemorrhoids, as a diuretic, tonic. You can see these similar patterns emerging. Nodosa is your European variety, and it'll have similar, habitats that's found all over the world. And the real big difference between Figwort aquatic is the roots look a little different, and it has a very distinct heart-shaped leaf. But again, they're in the Figwort family, they're in this Scrofula family, so they're going to be commonly overlapping. But it's interesting, I think, to notice how different parts of the world, given their different species, will use different parts of the plant, and we can learn from that and make better use of this amazing healing plant altogether. In Iran alone, there's 60 distinct species, and they also make incredible use of it as a heart stimulant and a diuretic. So you can feel how this plant has a global history, and one that is famous for healing some very critical conditions, from high fevers to these tumors to Scrofula, these cleansing the lymph system altogether to help keep you healthy. Please visit our website at White Rabbit Institute of Healing to find out more about this herb, because there's more of them and they're all over the place. I've given you a few of the key names that you're going to run into. So find out, how do you make use of Figwort, otherwise known as Scrofula?